Hi, welcome back to Metabolic Nutrition. My name is Michaela, and I am your friendly licensed dietitian nutritionist. And today I want to talk about how mitochondria and muscle mass are essential to sustainable weight loss. If you've ever eaten less, exercised more, and still felt stuck, tired, hungry, or plateaued, this video is for you because the science of weight loss goes much deeper than just calories. It's about mitochondria, muscle mass, and how well your body can actually burn fuel. Today, I'm going to explain what mitochondria is and its importance to weight loss, why muscle mass matters more than the number on the scale, and why some people lose weight easily while others feel metabolically stuck. So what are mitochondria? Mitochondria are often called the powerhouse of the cell, but this is an oversimplification. Mitochondria are where fat, glucose or sugar, and ketones are converted into the body's usable energy, ATP. Almost every cell in the body has mitochondria, but muscle cells have a lot of them, and they're especially important for fat burning. Here's the key point. Weight loss doesn't happen unless mitochondria can burn fuel efficiently. If mitochondria are impaired, fat gets stored instead of burned, blood sugar stays elevated, energy feels low, and the body becomes more insulin resistant. Muscle equals your metabolic engine. Muscle isn't just for aesthetics, it's metabolically active tissue. Muscle clears glucose from the bloodstream, stores excess glucose as glycogen for backup energy, houses large numbers of mitochondria, and it raises your resting metabolic rate. This means the more muscle you have, the more fuel you burn, even at rest. When people diet aggressively without resistance training, they lose fat and muscle, meaning less mitochondria. Mitochondrial density drops, which means your metabolism slows. Your resting metabolic rate decreases. Weight regain becomes more likely. This is why chronic dieting often backfires. Why eat less, move more fails? When calories are cut too low for too long, the body senses stress, the stress hormone cortisol increases, thyroid output can drop, which the thyroid regulates how fast your cells produce and use energy. Muscle protein breakdown also increases. At the same time, mitochondria downregulate, which decreases fat burning and slows metabolism. The result? Weight loss plateaus, fat loss slows, hunger increases, energy crashes. This isn't a lack of willpower, it's biology. Why muscle mass loss makes weight loss harder? When muscle mass decreases, fewer glucose disposal sites exist, which means blood sugar stays elevated longer, insulin remains higher, which increases fat storage. Weight regain is common after crash diets because of low muscle mass and insufficient nutrient intake. Muscle protects metabolic health. So what actually supports mitochondria? To support mitochondria and have sustainable fat loss, you need to 1, eat enough protein because protein preserves muscle. 2, you want to lift weights. Even 2 to 3 times a week greatly helps. 3, you want to include zone 2 movement, which I'll talk more about in just a second. But that's like easy walking, cycling, and you're not out of breath too much. You can still talk. 4, avoid chronic undereating, especially long-term low-calorie diets. You want to work with someone like myself who knows how to properly diet, which includes maintenance phases. 5, you want to manage stress and sleep, which are foundational. Cortisol directly impacts mitochondrial function. Here's an important distinction. Lower intensity movement, such as casual walking, light household chores, stretching, and yoga, it burns a higher percentage of fat, but doesn't burn a lot of total calories. Moderate intensity, which is the zone 2 I was speaking of a moment ago, which is 60 to 70% of your max heart rate, such as brisk walking, hiking, steady cycling. This zone trains mitochondria to burn fat efficiently and improves metabolic flexibility, in which you're able to switch from fat burning to glucose burning more effectively. Resistance training, such as lifting weight, using resistance bands, using your own body weight, isometrics, and plyometrics, all build muscle, which increases mitochondrial density over time, which improves insulin sensitivity. And then there's high intensity exercise like running, which mostly burns glucose, not fat, as the primary fuel. The fat burn happens after, when the mitochondria are healthier and muscle mass is preserved. Weight loss isn't about punishing your body. It's about building muscle, which supports mitochondria, which helps your body to burn fuel efficiently. When muscle and mitochondria are supported, fat loss becomes a side effect, not a fight. And when I say build muscle, I don't mean become a bodybuilder, unless you want to. I just mean increase your muscle mass. Think more like lean and toned, not so much big and bulky. Focusing on muscle will make the weight loss journey much more effective. If this helped, let me know in the comments. Until next time, bye.